Ja, wait down, yeah. That were Victor. Victor. Right, we'll get this other load of feed. It's one load blown out anyway. That's one load blown out of the way. Takes about an hour and a half, probably longer today because so I had to go to 2 different sheds and piss ball around doing that. So the second load I'm going to just pick up and leave it, I think, the trail, do it tomorrow. Something like that anyway. Like a manlier plan. I've got to be up early tomorrow anyway, so I don't want to be fucking finishing late. Gets a bit slippery to this road. Ooh. Doesn't take much to get fucking pulled into the fucking side. Just got to clip the grass and then off you go. Way to this. You know what I mean? And plus with it being bumpy and uneven, it throws you all over the fucking place. If I run over grass, it'd pull me straight out to probably sink in weight. And that's me stuck. Still. Coffee now. No rushes it. I'll see if I can get parts. If I can't, we'll be coming straight back. time for school traffic to clear. Nightmare going past there with school traffic there. Oh, fucking hell, steady on, man. Fucking hell, she's not a bit fucking slidey then. Nightmare when it's empty, this trail, to be honest.
So one of the more ornamental hawthorns, because again, I think they're stunningly beautiful in a slightly wild kind of way. They're extremely tough, and you could go down the white or the pink or the red flower thing, and they also
as well.
and very good for wildlife, and they've got a lovely kind of, they respond well to a tough life. They
Right,
look lovely
so I'm
when
getting the
they're
second load.
lopsided and wacky in the way they've grown.
And their habit
Yeah.
allows underplanting.
It's,
quite easily
yes,
as well.
yes, and also, I mean, you can do what you like, yes, with it more. But something like a tamarisk, you know, it's not going to be taking up too much of the space, so you'd also have plenty of ground space clear.
How does that sound,
That's
Lizzie?
marvellous. Thank you very much.
Our pleasure. Thank you. Who's next?
Good afternoon, panel. My name's Catherine Horwood, and I'm from Primrose Hill. I'm about to downsize from a half-acre country garden to a roof terrace. I'm particularly going to miss my own homegrown vegetables. Apart from tomatoes and strawberries, what do the team suggest I try growing for maximum productivity? The terrace faces due south.
Sounds like you need an allotment.
No chance.
That really is a big change, isn't it? Half
is.
acre down to a roof terrace.
It
Wow,
is.
wow. But come on, what can we get going for Catherine?
Well, you can grow just about any veg, as I'm sure you know, in containers. It depends. I mean, have you got enough space to have some decent sized containers?
Yes, I have.
Ta-da!
Yes.
Okay, well then I would simply go
Bring
down
it
the
back,
route of what
please.
you
I
like
like to
eating
strip all
the
my
most,
rubbish
because
in
you've got a
the
lovely
campsite,
sunny
you know.
spot. The obvious contenders are things like tomatoes, peppers, chilies, and there are smaller fruited sweet peppers that you can grow outside, particularly if you're in a London garden. But you can also, if you've got more room, grow a decent crop of something like beans. You can certainly grow carrots. Carrots in containers are brilliant. You can get very elegant straight leaves, which I could never achieve on my
pretty
place.
full, like.
You can also raise them so you don't get carrot fly, which is another advantage. You can certainly grow things like beetroot, salad crops, just about anything.
Fucking hell, mate.
I would stop at would be some
I
of
don't
the brassicas,
fucking
which get a bit hairy.
rate these
and
stupid fucking cup
netting
holders.
And so forth in containers. And something like sweet cup, where you need a dump bag really if you were going to get a sufficient number of plants in to get good pollination. But just about anything.
I'm particularly keen on runner beans. So
Well, as long as you've got a really good sized container and nice and deep, and
I'll
you
blow it
can
out
keep on
tomorrow.
top of watering and
Right,
maybe
fucking.
insulate the sides of the containers or put other containers around so it doesn't get too easily dehydrated.
how big is big?
Well,
What's the minimum size?
I would want to go for something at least 45 centimetres in your direction, but ideally bigger.
Okay, and depth?
About
Well,
the
it's
same. About the same.
synchronised album is about 45. Yeah, I would go for at least 45 centimetres. It's so much easier to look after if it's bigger. And also, it's better for the plants, so as big as you possibly can.
I was joining in because I was going to suggest the French bean called Jimenez. It starts with a J. I'm not very good at pronouncing. I suppose it's not Jimenez, it's Jimenez. It's on Spanish. But it's a climbing French bean and it's really productive. I haven't grown it in a pot, but I think it would grow in a pot very well. And it's one of
Split it
those,
between
what do you call them?
Yorkshire
Ones
one,
with nice colours on
two
them.
in Yorkshire.
Borlotti bean. And so I think that because you can't, you can't go straight to the shops and buy Borlotti beans very easily,
Wow.
can you? And they've got the most beautiful sort of red sparkly pods. So I would get that, and you'd need, I reckon, a container about 2 foot across, so something really generous and filled with good compost. Put in your canes and grow those. Have another one with a Manche 2P called Shiraz. It's got those lovely red pods. So that again is something that you can't necessarily go to the supermarket and buy. And then another container, well, this is just personally what I would go for on my first year on balcony. I think I'd put 3 or 4 herbs in. I'd have sage, thyme, rosemary, and probably oregano, because those are all in one, and then I'd have fresh mint in the other, so we'd have fresh mint tea.
And I think when it comes to vegetables, go for those that taste better when they're fresh, so that you're cutting things that don't deteriorate. So like the leafy crops, I think that's really important. You can literally pick them, bring them straight into the kitchen, and take advantage of the shelter and any warmth from the walls with peppers and chilies. But what about some of the smaller patio peaches and apricots as well? Because they will be low growing and you'll get quite a crop from them. So you've then got your fruit, your vegetables and your herbs.
Would it be worth investing in an irrigation system, do you think? It's going to dry up pretty quickly, isn't it? Exposed location, south facing.
I think it depends how much you're at home and how much you're intending on going out. But yes, you can get relatively inexpensive trickle irrigation systems, which might help. I find those things really irritating because I don't like little pipes that pull out by mistake and tangle around your feet.
Wow,
you know.
But it's also quite nice to, each individual plant will need its own specific requirements. And so therefore, if you water them yourself, you know how much they're being watered. You can make that judgment, whereas the irrigation system can't.
But if you start using the same amount of water to say a chili or a pepper as you're giving to a salad pot, you're going to be in trouble. So yeah, no, I like to do it.
It might be necessary. Well, it might be necessary to put up some wind protection if it's exposed. Then you might find that you've got to put in some troughs with perhaps some trellis and put some shrubby things against the trellis. They could be fruiting, but anything that's going to then shield things like French beans inside, which certainly wouldn't want to be battered around by the wind too much.
And I suppose if you did something like runner beans, you
Come
could
on,
go
Van,
for
man.
grow them in, as a low-growing ones in pots. But with the, like Anne says, you'll need protection, but bear in mind the amount of shadow that's cast from it for how long as well throughout the day.
Thank you, great ideas. Thank you very much.
Catherine, you said roof terrace.
Yes.
Yes, perhaps we should just mention it'd be worth getting it checked out structurally before putting big containers in.
Otherwise, you might have a kitchen garden.
Hydroponics, maybe.
Yeah, that is a very serious consideration. But yes, we were assuming you're going to look into that, but we should have said that.
Yes.
Let's go.
It's going to be a productive spot anyway. Let's take another one.
Good afternoon, panel. I'm Michelle Prescott from Forley in Oxfordshire. I'm a novice but enthusiastic organic gardener. One thing my garden currently lacks is an area of water. I have a spot in the garden earmarked for this as a project for 2018. Can the panel offer any advice as to how to make a start on creating a smallish wildlife pond that doesn't end up being a stagnant puddle? I have a picture of the potential area. If I can have just some ideas as to where to get going and some pointers to get started.
Chocolate cock, chocolate cock,
So this is
chocolate
Michelle's
cock.
project for
Chocolate cock,
this
chocolate cock,
year.
chocolate cock.
Wildlife pond in the garden. There's the site. So what are the things to think about?
Fucking
Photograph
fuck
shows
face here.
a
Hang on, let me on,
slight
cunt.
raised wall with a
Oh,
triangular
fuck
bed at
off.
the top and a
Yeah.
drop to some lawn. So you want to create the pond actually in the raised
in the raised bed area. Yeah.
Okay.
And how
Chocolate
deep
cock,
is
chocolate.
that actually? Because perhaps you've got any scale on there to go with.
It did have an old lilac in it, so that got dug up and not successfully put anything in it since. So I've not actually explored too far, but I should imagine as deep as I wanted to go because
Fuck off as well.
it had something in it before and it's not got a liner in it, and I think it would be able to dig it out if I needed to.
Well, I'd favour a liner because you can get the sloping edges that would give you the entrance and the access for wildlife that you're looking for, whereas with plastic they tend to sort of plunge slightly deeper and it's always a bit difficult to cover the edges up as well.
I remember when I did my first pond when I was a teenager. I had as a birthday present, I had a small plastic pond, and it was so difficult to try and sculpt the shape and then drop the pond in, and then make sure that it was packed with sand, so that it didn't cause any problems. And then I tried a fiberglass one, which is supposed to be more rigid, and that again was difficult. So I would definitely go for the butyl liner. When you could work out your own shape that's pleasing, perhaps put the shape of the pond out with a hose, then dig down and you just have a 6 or 8 inch first level, and then go down towards the centre, possibly about a couple of feet deep, and some sculpture and definitely sculpt your own shape, and then use butyl liner, and making sure that you get all the stones out. covered again with a layer of sand, and like Anne says, then incorporating the ideas of having the sloping sides and native plants, I think, planted throughout.
And if you can get it deeper, like Matt was saying, maybe down to a couple of foot, not only if you've got different depths, you can have a wider range of plants, but you're going to have fewer problems with the water warming up too much in the summer. You're going to have, therefore, also fewer problems with the sort of piecing effect that's always the downfall of garden ponds, potentially. So I definitely think lots of digging in advance is a good plan, but do try and go for some planting shelves as well, because that's going to make the whole thing look a lot lovelier.
To get your marshland plants, and then you get the different levels for different types of wildlife as well.
I'll have to get the undergarder out and get him digging a bigger hole.
There's also a row of Hipponote.
We're worried about something.
We're worried about this row of conifers on the left-hand side.
They were there. I've only been there a couple of years,
Because
so they can be removed. I'm not wedded to those.
That's a
in any
great
way.
idea.
They want to go because they're going to drop junk. They're going to have roots which go places you don't want them to go.
Right.
They're going to cast shade, and they're totally in the way in housekeeping.
I think they were just a screen for something that's behind it, so I can.
They look
probably-
totally out of context. They do.
Yeah.
In fact, if you actually put a wildlife pond in that area, in fact, when you put your wildlife pond in that area, they're going to look ridiculous.
So they, time for a mattock.
Again, the undergardener can get busy on that.
It's going to be busy, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Yeah, it'll keep him warm anyway. The chilly months ahead. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Well, we've got time for one final question here in Lambeth.
Well, good afternoon, panel. My name's Catherine Huckle and I come from Waterloo. Could you suggest plants for balcony or indoors that will help to purify the air and improve air quality? Easy to grow, please.
Okay. We've heard a bit about some trees which will actually take out pollution from the air, can do it quite effectively on the busy roads and so on. Is there something that's going to do the same on a balcony, Pippa?
No, I mean, there are a
Gonna
lot
fucking
of
call me
things.
up again,
You
mate.
mentioned balconies, you mentioned indoors.
Dickhead.
Virtually any plant
What a
will
fucking
have
dickhead.
some beneficial effect. I mean,
Say that
there's
white
mention
card
of
and call me
trees
up then.
And increasingly, my local town, they did a whole e-survey thing of the trees to work out all the pollutants that were being removed. The benefit that was absolutely massive. So anything green is going to have some effect. But I mean, it was NASA, I think, wasn't it? that
Very
did
lucky,
most
didn't
of the
clip my
work
front
on
end, it would have spun him right fucking
houseplants.
round.
And things like I seem to remember it was Boston fern and spider plants were some of the best.
The peace
And
lilies.
peace lilies as well.
But I don't think they tested a massive range. I think we could probably assume that all indoor plants would be very good at removing indoor pollutants because they tested them all in
Put him
sort of
right
sealed
round like a
environments,
record.
didn't they? To see
Lord's Ton as well.
Mother in law's tongue, yeah. So I think that they found that some are slightly better than others, but you can assume that all indoor plants with their compost and their leaves are going to be absorbing some of the indoor pollutants.
And
So
just
they're all
about
going to be good.
anything you put on your balcony too, because most plants can take up a certain level of pollutants that was pumping out oxygen a certain times a day, and absorbing CO2 and so forth. So anything.
And I think it's not just that. Also, with your house plants, is this sense of well-being. When you put plants sort of in an office, you're in a sense going back to your natural environment. I think if you take the artificiality away from the inside of our dwellings and put in that green to soften the angles of the shelving, whatever it may be, you always feel better. So plenty of plants in the office and in the house.
What's great fun indoors is planting up sort of large containers of house plants as well, because I think so many people just go and they get one plant and they stick it in some kind of a pot and put it on their windowsill or in a corner. But what's really good fun is getting like patio containers, quite big ones, and getting 3 plants and putting them in. So you might have a calathea, which is like a prayer plant variety from that family, from the Maranta family. You might have something like in mine I've got a piggyback plant that's really taken over, and perhaps a fern. And you can just, if one of them gets too big, you can take that out and put it back in a pot and swap it for something else. So you really are gardening, but it's just sort of inside the house. I think some people just isolate their house plants, and they really should integrate them more and put them into mixed containers and take some out and put some just as you would in the garden.
Perfect, thank you so much. I completely breathe more deeply now.
You will be doing so.
Thanks, Catherine. Well, I'm afraid that's all we've got time for on this visit to the gardens at Lambeth Palace in London. If you're planning a visit here, don't forget to pop into the Garden Museum right next door, where our exhibit celebrating 70 years of GQT continues until the end of April.
End of April!
GQT pages and Radio 4 website. Next week it's something a bit special. We're going through the garden gate at Bob's Flowerdew's place in Norfolk. Yes, we'll be taking questions from the postbag and taking the opportunity to explore Bob's weird and wonderful plot and no doubt the undercurrents too. But until then, from me, Peter Gibbs, it's goodbye and may the weather be with you.
Gardener's Question Time was produced by Dan Cocker. The assistant producer was Lawrence Bassett, and it's a Something Else production for BBC Radio 4. Now, here's a thought to conjure with. A continuity announcer veers drastically off course during a live broadcast of the shipping forecast in this afternoon's reading, Moderate to Poor, Occasionally Good, by Ellie Williams. That follows shortly, after we heard from Matthew Bannister with details of Last Word in 15 minutes.
On today's programme, Hugh Masekela, the South African jazz trumpeter and anti-apartheid activist. Ursula K. Le Guin, whose science fiction and fantasy books sold millions of copies. Mary Lee Berners-Lee, the computer pioneer and mother of the World Wide Web creator Sir Tim Berners-Lee. John Bunn, the director and writer who taught a generation of actors how to speak Shakespearean verse. And Mark E. Smith, the controversial frontman of the post-punk band The Fall. They're all coming up after the news at 4.
Thank you. Now on radio, the shipping forecast takes a turn for the worse in Ellie Williams's short story for radio. That's right, do not adjust your seat.
And now the shipping forecast, issued by the Met Office on behalf of the Maritime and Coast Guard Agency at 15:45 today, Friday, the 26th of January. Viking, southeasterly 4, soon becoming cyclonic 5 to 7, occasionally gale 8, then southwesterly decreasing 4 later. Rain then showers, moderate, becoming poor. High Shannon 7 losing its identity, poor Shannon, by 1300 hours tomorrow. High Humber 29 expected German bite 10:32 by same time. And in a break from our normal forecast, an apology. Here we go then. My dear, I know that you listen to the forecast every day to make sure that I'm alright. So even though we've fought, I know you'll be listening to this. Especially because we argued, perhaps. Argued, squabbled, quibbled, severe squalls veering southeasterly, moderate, becoming good. This morning you slammed the door and I heard you pulling out of the driveway. Perhaps now, hours later, you are still driving, listening to this on the car stereo, while the rain bounces off the windshield in that funny, heavy way it does at night, reflecting the red of street lamps to hyphens and asterisks. Thundery showers, moderate or good, occasionally poor. You realise, my one, my everything. You realise more than anyone that I know nothing about shipping, nor really the sea. I've only swum in it once, and after what happened to us, I doubt I ever will again. But even before, my relationship with the sea was always one of briny stereotypes. I once ate a whole pack of a fisherman's friend that day I met your father for the first time. And I have seen Popeye. That's about the extent of it. I remember that the first day I met you, I told you that I thought Popeye looked a lot like Tony Benn. You told me in turn that Popeye's catchphrase, I am what I am and that's all that I am, reminded you of Locke's theory of individualism. And we both laughed, because we were undergraduates in a pub trying to be so clever in front of one another. And yet, for all that cleverness, I now have no idea what low just west of Rockall 987 expected daily really means beyond the page, beyond this wire mesh of microphone and the walls of this padded studio. Portland, east or northeast 4 or 5, occasionally 6. I'm no good if I have to veer from script. Not a spontaneous bone in my body, I think, is the phrase that you used the day that I proposed. You were laughing and saying yes, but you knew that I had spent months planning it all. 3 years to the day from our first meeting, and you watched me sink to my knee. Not a spontaneous bone, you had said, and something tugged in my chest. That tugging feeling is one we felt all too often. I'm so sorry. More on that later. I'm looking at this script now. Did you know the shipping forecast is set at a strict 370 words? That's 5.8 times the number in the Lord's Prayer, and 2.3 times the number of words in the national anthem, even including the verses with the bits about assassins and knavish tricks. Anyway, now that I've got these 15 minutes to say whatever I want to you, I'm finding it strangely difficult. Intentions, good. Chance of being forgiven, moderate. Ego, fair, in patches. The fact I have to read this forecast day in, day out to assist other people plan their journeys or feel safe when you are angry is an irony not entirely lost on me. I reckon I shan't be manhandled out of the studio for breaking the patter for quite a while yet. I've gaffer-taped the studio door shut for one thing, which may slow them down a little. A warning to my producer: if you attempt to cut away to Sailing By, I'll tell the whole listening nation what the continuity team in the Umbrella Stand got up
Tell
to
me what
the
I'm
annual
doing
Christmas party.
when
I
I'm
swear to
not
God.
doing it. Tell me what
So,
I'm doing.
Anyway, I'm dedicating this Cape Wrath to Rattray Head, including Orkney, my one specific darling listener, to you. Quite apart from shipping, I find the idea of the sea a funny one.
Apart from
The
shitting.
seas and the oceans are just too big for little old me to talk about. Do you remember when on a whim
No.
you looked up online how many